CSBET.GG guarantees to show the actual drop rate with precision to the hundreds. Find the best skins only in cases at CSBET.GG.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is grand final time. It's the Day of Champions. It's Heroic taking on forZe Esports here in the grand final of the GG.BET Sydney Invitational. One lucky team will be walking away with a spot at IEM Sydney. My name is Dinko. I'm going to be the commentator throughout the day, and I'm not alone. I'm going to be joined by Mitch, as I have been for the past 2 days. It's been a hell of a ride, Mitch, and we're here at the final best of 3.
We are indeed, and no two better teams to bring us here. Heroic and forZe fought all the way through. And one of them, like you said, going to be going on to IEM Sydney. And the veto looks pretty good to take it to a 3-map series. Heroic taking out Nuke, a map that we've definitely seen them be very dominant on before. Although the last result was up against X3D Max, and it was only a 16-9 victory. They never really got out of the driver's seat from the get-go. They're also very good at playing from behind on this map. They had a total of 11 opening kills in the previous matchup versus X3D Max, where X3D Max had 14 opening kills but only walked away with 9 rounds. That's a very significant win percentage after when playing from behind for Heroic. So moving into this series, I think that their map pick should probably swing their way, but forZe certainly stand a very good chance over on Mirage.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an excellent series, but we finally get into it. It's the pistol starting off the grand final. Stabin trying to start things off. He was an absolute beast yesterday. He'll get a kill. Freiburg gets one as well, and Amazer's there to strike. It's a 3 versus 4. Kill comes in from Flit. It's now into that 3v3. Bomb planted. Almazer will confirm. forZe have a good chance of picking up this pistol. They've just got a hold off Heroic, who are looking for a way back in.
Looking, but not really finding any access towards that A-bomb side as Face Crack shuts down 2 Almazar in with another, and it's nothing but heads for forZe. With a round on the board, 1-0, starting it off well on the T side, but we saw Heroic yesterday. They had a huge performance after losing the pistol round, ended up walking away with double digits. Nuke is a very strong map for them, so I wouldn't count them out at any point, and neither would they. They want to fight for every single round, which is signified by the 4 scouts we see coming out to play on the CT side, alongside Freiburg with a Deagle. Now this is an interesting setup. I think this may mark the first time I've seen 4 scouts deployed, but it opens up well for Heroic, as Mertz already takes 1, and Stown in there with the 2nd. forZe now realizing what they're up against. They don't want to go towards outside anymore.
Well, good start coming in here from Heroic. I've never really... Oh my god. Seabar's just jumping off the top of the marshmallow, doing a lot of damage onto himself, down to 59 HP. I don't think I've ever seen as many scouts in play at once, Mitch. It's kind of a strange sight to see. Although the main point... Yeah, just the whole team apart from Freiburg here. And generally when you see a scout come into play, it's used to sort of soften up the opponents. And so the pistols, or the upgraded pistols that they have across the board as well, or the SMGs, have an easier time at picking up the kills, as the scout does significant damage. But forZe are going to have to try and pull this one back with 3 Mac 10s. They've got utility and 40 seconds to play with.
The smoke's on outside. It's an attempted fake towards Secret, but they've already been spotted. Zephyr claims 1 up close, takes down the Deagle. Now it's only scouts to play with for the Heroic side, and they're not getting much done just yet. Zephyr coming up through outside is going to catch Stown off, but he doesn't find the kill on the back of it. Even still, Blame F, not exactly with the ideal weapon. Going to be taken down up close as Stown trades back. He's got a 1 versus 2 to win out. And nade in play certainly makes it a lot easier to find the frag later on with the scout if you were to land, 30 plus damage. But he's just bailing out of there, 12 HP. He's being hunted down as well. Mac 10's in play. Perfect weapons for forZe to try and get some extra money on the board. Oh, but they don't spot him towards Heavens. Down, able to walk away with one more and perhaps make the save if he can evade Jerry. And indeed he has, making it to the CT spawn. Armor and a scout saved over. Not the best. But at least they do a lot of damage to forZe and force significant reinvestment. Problem is that Heroic can't really get a buyout here. Even a force buy would be questionable at this point. The only upside would be that forZe probably won't have money for the next round, as they're likely to invest relatively heavily into this, rebuying the armor and a couple of weapons. Just 4 Mach 10s coming out. That even gives them some buffer if they were to lose this round.
Well, good start here for forZe. FaceCrack will continue that start as he finds the head of William F. Continue towards the B-bomb side. It's Freiburg picking up 1 kill on the P250, although he is dealt with immediately in reply by Flit. Well, it's all on Mertz and Stout into a 4 versus 2. Bomb attempt coming through here. Almirza will eventually get it planted, but Mertz is trying to do some damage. It's actually Stout to pick up the kill. Mertz comes in with one of his own, and it's not on Jerry and Z-Par to try and clutch it through here for forZe. No kit alive on Heroic and no utility. So it's just all about holding on for forZe, but it's not happening. Mertz has got the headshot on the deagle, and now Jerry has a big job to do. It's not done. That does allow him to go back up behind the squeaky door, but Stout looking for it. He's going to look towards the squeaky door, but Jerry's on the way back up towards the top. Mertz holds the doors. They've got to go for the defuse at this point. No kit. They're going to line them up. Jerry looks for the 2 kills. Can't quite get it, but there's no time. What have they done? Wasted so much. The grenade comes in. I don't think there's enough time for the defuse.
I think there might be.
No.
Oh, no.
Definitely not.
The music cue was wrong for me. I have the music kit on, obviously, after the Easy for Ends music kit comes out. You have to. But, yeah, not quite enough time on the old clock there for the defuse. The face towards the single door worked out exactly as forZe hoped, and they're not even too upset having lost all their players. You saw their investment was minimal. They found all SMG kills round 2, a lot of SMG kills round 3. So they're able to get a full buyout, AKs, AWP. Now it does mean if they lose this one, they're onto 0 economy. But it's not the biggest deal for them. Already 3 rounds on the board. If they win this, they're already flying into their T side of Nuke and looking like a very strong contender for the map.
Well, I mean, that is an excellent start here for Mertz, who was very solid for Heroic yesterday on Nuke. Early finding those opening picks with the AWP. Continuing the form here as he gets the 2nd kill on Almirza. Missed the grenade to pick that one up. So we're now into a 3-0 scoreline, where forZe did pick the first 3 up. Not easily, I have to say. A lot of tests thrown at them by Heroic, and eventually it's looking good for Mertz, who's got himself the triple kill into the round. He's looking for Flit and Jerry. That would be the ace collected immediately into the first gun round. And look at Mertz, he's hungry for this kill towards Marshmallow. Flit is up there, and Mertz is looking for the frag. It's Freiburg to steal away the opportunity of an ace, but the 4K is still there for Mertz if he wants it. Look towards spots Flit, but now Flit is into the 1v5. It's probably unlikely we'll see him get too much done here, so he'll be up towards the top, hang on to that AK and the utility. 35 seconds, surely the CTs will at least want one person to try and find them, but their money isn't exactly in the greatest position, so they can't really warrant going for this hunt on a huge level. So I think they'll just be happy with the round win, and they'll probably let Flit carry the AK over.
Yeah, indeed. There's no point hunting down that rifle and giving him a tiny bit of extra money for the kill. But if he manages to drop you, it's going to hurt your economy a lot more than it's going to hurt theirs.
Well,
as you can see, the time running out.
The point for forZe here is no one really has that much money built up, so they're probably going to go for the force buy. Because obviously if they eco, they're still not going to really get a good buy into the next, even if it is even a buy. So I wouldn't really be against just force buying CZs, Tech 9s, and whatever else you can sort of throw together to bolster this buy a little bit, because Flit has got the AK and the full utility, so it's not like they don't stand a chance. It's just unlikely, but we'll see what happens. We'll see their call, because the pause has come in. T-side timeout immediately called here, and forZe definitely haven't won their runs cleanly. So they're definitely looking in control here, Heroic, even though the scoreline may not show that.
Now, well, look, the pistol round went out of their hands. Since then, the full buy round is what we're looking forward to. Or what we're looking to predict a little bit more about how this map is going to go, because we're going to see a lot more of those. And forZe, I think one of their problems in general has been getting started on a map like Nuke. Now that they've managed to come in early on, we should see them with a little bit of a more convincing performance, I suppose, than what we saw, for example, up against Devils 1, who managed to lock them out early on and claim an 11-4 half. With forZe having early on rounds, I think they'll certainly be a little bit more awake. I wouldn't be surprised to see them walking away with 6 rounds or so at the end of this, which would be a relatively poor position for Heroic. There's a lot of pressure on them to start closing out the next couple of buy rounds and just make sure they clock up theirs now. With when the pistol goes the other way, look, you can give 2 rounds over, but the force buy has cost them quite a bit. The push towards outside early on has been heard by Freiburg. He knows there's a lot of players here. Cross just being watched at the moment. Like a hawk. There's S-Attack with one through the smoke. The quick spam as he rotates back. Getting the safety so he can't be traded out. And so, although they've got a man advantage, the bomb site is under threat. And this does present a pretty negative position, really, for the CTs. Allowing the pistols to get up close, it can get scary very fast. CZ's in play. Already got that secret control, and Heroic have to be very conscious of it for the rest of the round. They've got Freiburg down there. He's actually alone. He has no support towards the B bomb site, so as they push forward, or if they pushed forward, he could be in a little bit of a troublesome position. forZe probably expect more of a rotation to have already occurred down towards B, though, so they re-angle themselves and look to take A now.
Flashbang goes on towards the side. S-Attack has got Stown to try and hold with him. That's the first kill coming in from Stown. S-Attack gets another, and a great hold here from Heroic on the A site. Perfectly read, and forZe don't get anything. There will be another round on the board for Heroic. We're back to the eco for forZe. So it's likely to be a 3-3 scoreline before forZe can really start to build up some cash, and things are definitely not looking too solid for them. Over on Heroic, it's been very much a positive storyline being built for them, even in sort of the rounds that they probably shouldn't have won or even had a chance of winning, when they had just deagles or scouts in play. They still made it competitive and brought it close, so definitely good signs going forward. Heroic are obviously a pretty good Nuke team. Move into round number 6. Just the Glocks in play for the Russians, and they are going to take this as a bit of a tactical timeout. We see a lot of teams do this, Mitch, where they just pick up their Glocks, they don't have any Kevlar, any investment, so they just sit and spawn and have a little chit-chat. Talk about what they want to do later.
Yeah, maybe they want to go for a kebab. grab some chipper, why not? Or no, you guys don't call it, most people don't call it chipper, I believe. It's like a Southern Irish thing.
Yes.
What do you call it?
Chippy.
Chippy. You weirdo.
But it's a fish and chip shop, if anybody is wondering.
Fish and chip, yeah.
I don't know if you guys get those. I don't think they're very common across a lot of countries as well.
Oh really? Okay. Yeah, I suppose I've not seen them too much on the road.
Basically,
can't beat a good fish and chip shop.
It's basically a deep fat frying factory where you fry everything. I think Scotland have some of the best ones because they literally deep fat fry everything. Mars bars, anything, you name it.
Mars, that's the one I was going to say.
Deep fat fry. But anyway, the Glocks looking to be deep fat fry here by S-Attack and Stown as they find themselves 2 kills. Facecrack, he didn't want the same fit, so entered it himself, and Amazer will be into a 1v5. He actually gets 1 kill on the Glock, but he is finished off by Stown, and it's going to be a 3-3 scoreline. Round number 7 coming up, and this is where forZe will get the buy-in and can again trying to put the boot to the throat of Heroic. It's probably not going to be too easy for them. They don't have an op to challenge Mertz, and that's been a big pivotal factor as to why Heroic have had success on these gun runs.
And just in general, we've seen Heroic be a very strong team on the gun rounds, and they've got a couple built up at this point on the back of not losing too many players. Their economy starts to be balling down, so forZe really need to find themselves impact right now. Even if they don't walk away with a round win, we're looking at it being brought down to at least 1 player. 1, maybe 2 at a push left alive for Heroic. Or else things are going to get scary, they'll build up a lot of money and it'll be hard to get the weapons out of their hands. Mertz is already in here, you talked about him opening up rounds, he's taken 2, S-Attack in with another double, and never mind 1 or 2 players left alive for Heroic. They might be all 5. Flitz in a 1 versus Heroic at the moment. It's not going to be easy. At least he's got the angle as Freiburg pushes up. Does he? Oh my god, he turned off the angle at the wrong time. Still finds the head. But quickly traded out, and it's just not enough, Dinko. 1 kill in a round like that, where Heroic have already got a lot of money, and they didn't even bait out that much utility. Like, look at the reinvestment into this round. It's going to be like less than 6k and all in all. It's not going to be less than 6k. It's going to be less than 8k, though.
Well, forZe, this is not looking like the most ideal start, and they're going to come in with another tactical timeout.
It's 8,200, Dinko. It's not less than 8k. My maths is terrible.
I think we should just stop attempting maths at this point, Mitch.
Yep. they don't put too much money in here. That's all we gotta say.
Yeah, we can make it. There's kind of like that grey area. So I do this as well. If there's a point where I need to make about cash or a specific amount of money, I'll just say in and around whatever it's probably most likely to be, and that way you always seem like a genius.
I thought I'd play the confidence game there.
Yeah, it's backfired.
Bad idea.
It's right in your face, all over.
Yes, indeed. Oh, you know it.
Well, forZe went for the half buy. They're going to pick up as much Kevlar as possible. They're going to leave Z-Par on the PG-50 a little bit of utility. Obviously, he wants to save for that op later in the game, and so they keep him as high as possible in the cash side of things. But mostly at this point, Heroic are looking to try and put the pieces together and get themselves 5 on the board, which should be the most likely of outcomes, although forZe Esports definitely stand a chance at taking a couple of these players as FaceCrack looks to open up on the Essetag. Not happening here as Essetag's going to line them all up. Essetag coming in with a triple, Mertz assists, and Stan will find Jerry. It's a 5-3 scoreline. Heroic make that one look easy.
Indeed they do. 5-3. The rounds are clocking up for the CT side. And considering we haven't seen forZe win a single full buy round just yet, it's hard to find a positive for them. At least they have got those free rounds from earlier on. Let's see if they can manage it here. We want to see something from them, at least a glimmer of hope, because last time it was just the 1 kill that followed through from them. Jerry takes out a creep to try and take a little bit of an advantage. Some of the long-range angles on offer here on Nuke. He's going towards ramp with it, and he's gone. Mertz has just taken him out, deleted him like it was System 32. 1 player down on the forZe side. They've got to work from behind. Not something they're particularly well versed at on the T side of Nuke in general. Desperate times ahead if they can start to connect rounds soon, or at least damage in these rounds.
Z-Power was looking for that early pick towards the bottom of heaven. He's not too far off grabbing it, although pressure building as Blim F finally arrives to the party. He'll pick himself up a kill onto Almazer, and Mertz taking a lot of damage. FaceCrack drops him. And now the bomb is on the floor. Will be a Z-Power looking to get another kill, but misses the shot. A little unorthodox for Z-Power to miss a shot like that. No, it's all on Flit. He has to go back in towards the A-bomb site, and Freiburg finishes him off as well. It's Heroic hitting 6. forZe looking a little out of depth here on Nuke at the start of things. And I think Heroic are going to probably just walk away with this map. In my predictions, I definitely see Heroic taking the spot. But forZe, I'm looking forward to seeing what challenge they can present throughout the rest of the best of 3.
Yeah, it's Mirage that I really have faith in them to bring us to Overpass on. Here on Nuke, I think the real... Obviously, the goal should be to win, but I think a decent position for them to be in at the end is if they can reach double digits, put up a decent fight, and make Heroic sweat a little bit. All in all, it's going to be a hard map to win, but okay, the round starts off a little better than usual with the trade. Sadly, though, it ends directly afterwards. Only 2 kills to go down, which is better than some of the full buy rounds I've seen. This Heroic take a little bit of a dent to the economy, but a lot of the players were up around 16k, so they don't really care. They can drop over weapons no problem and be essentially at full monetary sustenance at the beginning of the next round. 7-3 on the scoreboard. forZe take out another full buy again. It's been wanting so far. One of the things about this map, I think it's interesting for Heroic. In a lot of maps, Down, since he's joined the roster, has been the standout player. But again and again on Nuke, it seems to be where Mertz shines through on the AWP. Essetag gets a lot more impacts here than usual, though he is a very omnipresent player for a lot of their games. And Stown kind of steps towards the middle of the scoreboard. And definitely still puts up a great show, but we see a lot more of a well-rounded top of the scoreboard as opposed to the very much spread out one we can see from time to time, like yesterday on Inferno.
Yeah, Mertz seems to be a pivotal factor as to how Heroic want to play their Nuke, essentially on both sides. I was about to say CT side, but on the T side he's very much set out to try and find that opening kill. I kind of described him as a key that unlocks the door, the round for Heroic yesterday, and he is definitely doing that time and time again, but it's Blim have to pick up a kill this time. Push in towards the ramp room for forZe. Currently, the CTs want to get some action. Vestatonic is closest by. He's in hell. forZe just sitting, taking their time on ramp, yet to commit. They're going to try and keep their opponents guessing as to where they could actually be, because they don't particularly have the massive amount of information that they are all towards ramp. forZe eventually will take that kill and start to filter their way back, hoping that's baited a rotation over towards the B bomb site. But currently Heroic have a good hold on this A site, and so pressure will be lifted for them if forZe decide to walk in towards the B A bomb site. 19 seconds at the ready. Flit is going to go in first. Almazer is there to assist him from the door. They need to just charge on in. Stan's going to step up. 2 kills coming in. A third from Stan. He will be finished off by his own teammate. Esatag burns him alive, but it's all on Almazer. It's 4 HP with 4 seconds on the clock. Freiburg drops him with the grenade. 8-3. Heroic absolutely dominating here on Nuke at the start of things.
You know what, Diggo? Maybe we figured out why Stown doesn't do so well on this map. He's being sabotaged by his teammates.
Yeah, it's like, you stop getting the kills. I get a Molotov you. No, it's definitely a great haul from him there. Just sitting on top of the hut, sees them coming. He takes the first and the second, and he actually jumps in there because he wants to cause problems. He wants to block them getting onto the site. There isn't as much time left on the clock, so he knows if he just delays further, it's going to be easier for his teammates to take it over the line. And he gets them all. Esatag just prevents him from doing anything more.
Well, forZe have looked, they've had some of their better rounds with pistols, certainly in the past and in this matchup as well. Buy rounds started out well, the previous one started out well with the trade going down for them, but they never seem to be able to just connect these. Heroic constantly pulling it back. Or indeed just pulling ahead at the start and not letting go of the gas. Down towards Secret. He's going to get a little bit of info on this. What is looking to be a B push. I think they're going to try to split down vents. Go through the door with a smoke. There it is. Not dropping down though. They're committing towards the A-bomb side for the fights. Jerry takes down Freiburg, although Stown drops a player in Secret. It won't help him too much. He has to rotate over to A to help his buddies out. 3 players in heaven is an interesting setup, and they decide against it. Settlers wants a flashbang for the remaining 2 going out as the tank finds it onto Jerry and Almazar. Split and Z-Power. I mean, the bomb is down at least, and the time on their side, but Flit's being shot through the wall. Which is never ideal. Esatag in there with a 3k on the retake. It's down with 2. It's a cleanup of a round for Heroic. forZe at least got the bomb plant, so a better economy for this round, but regardless of how much they've invested into the round so far, it just hasn't been enough.
Yeah, Heroic only 1 away here from double figures already, and the game feels like it's only just begun. Sadly, this is the grand final, and hopefully we can see a little bit more of a step up coming through from the Russian team. We know what they're capable of, but it was always going to be this way. Nuke is a pretty specialist map for Heroic. The map is definitely favouring their playstyle, and I think it's always going to be looking towards a different map here for forZe. As long as they just stay in it mentally, it should be alright. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing what forZe can do, because they are a very interesting prospect, and I'd love to see what they could do at a big LAN event. You know, if they somehow made it to IEM Sydney after winning this final, they would definitely be an incredible team to have a look at and see how they perform on a higher level after being consistently a top 30 team over the past couple of months.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked about that yesterday, the legitimizing factor that this would bring to forZe if they're able to go to a giant LAN event. One of the other things we talked about yesterday when we saw Heroic on Nuke was that they're very good on the CT side specifically. Their T sides are never astounding, but they get the work done on the CT so that they don't need to be. forZe want to avoid that being the possibility here. I mean, 6 rounds on the board, considering how things started for forZe within the first 3 rounds, would certainly not go amiss or be unusual. At this stage, though, it does look a little bit unlikely, at least not losing the 4-on-4 just yet. A flashbang ready to be deployed towards the A bomb site as Heroic are yet again going to be tested on A. Seems that's the only place that the test is going so far.
I just to touch on that point a little bit more as well. We've seen Heroic start on the T side of Nuke yesterday and walked away with a similar half as to what they have already on the CT side. So it's kind of a scary sign for forZe because they're good on both halves here on Nuke. It is going to be Jerry picking up a kill onto S. A tag advantage siding with the CTs. It's down and BlimmF line them up. And it will be the final kill on the op from Stoud that will result in double figures for Heroic. They will hit 10 and things are not looking good for the Russians. I have to say it again, Mitch. It's just not looking good at all. They're trying everything. They get close when they have the advantage and they got the bomb planted. Still, somehow Heroic walk away with a round win.
Indeed, and look, forZe, that was the best they've looked so far. Outside of the first 3 rounds, that was definitely their best shot at it. They got a bomb planted the round before that, but it was very unlikely that anything was connected on it because they had majority pistols. Heroic, though, they're this team that you can rely on at least 3 of their players to win out the majority of the clutches that they're put in. That's exactly what we see going down. The individuality on this team is through the roof right now. They're definitely on form, and like you said, Dinko, yesterday we saw they lost the pistol and yet still walked away with a phenomenal T side. And so, coming into things, you imagine if the pistol swings their way, that the map's almost over, and that's,
oh my God.
It's 11-4.
Yeah, we just seen Z-Power open up. Well, we didn't quite see it, but we seen the kill feed of Z-Power opening things up through the wall. That's a double kill coming through immediately into round number 14. Freiburg, Stoud, and BlimmF trying to hold on. It's Stoud replying, but BlimmF and Freiburg have all the work to do. 1 minute and 5 seconds left. This is the best chance we've seen forZe have in a while. They definitely need to capitalize here. They can't afford to just toss it away, and that's Jerry coming in from the behind. It is Freiburg finished off, and BlimmF over towards the B bomb site. And we'll be 4 here for forZe. No way BlimmF can win this. He's a talented player, Mitch, but he's had a quiet game, and this might just be out of probably 99.9% of CSGO players' skill sets. Maybe Simple could win it, but even at that point, it's looking unlikely.
Maybe if this was Stoud with a Deagle, we'd think otherwise.
Yeah, that's also true.
BlimmF, look, 4 to 5 at the moment. They've got a lot of money. There's no point in saving it. But as the timer ticks on, you got to think, there's no point in going for it. You're just throwing a weapon away. And what he's obviously looking for are a couple of exit kills. Flinging out, spots 1, the spam, not going to be successful just yet, and he will fall. The bomb shouldn't explode. The players are all safe, and 10-4. forZe have at least guaranteed themselves the bare minimum. Although, I would really like to see a 5th on the board to make this game a little bit more competitive. Then, with a pistol round under their belt, their CT side could definitely see them walk away with a victory. It would be viable, but even still, Heroic with the form. We saw them on the T side yesterday on Nuke. It was their CT that struggled. And right here, there's no sign of struggle. This is just an execution.
Well, last round and a half coming up, and I mean 5 rounds is an okay half on the T side of Nuke, so if forZe can walk away with 5, it's definitely a scoreline you can come back from, so perhaps there is still a hope here for the Russians on this map. It might not just be over. It's not all doom and gloom as we've most likely been painting it throughout the first half, but to capitalize, need to put 2 together. Been able to do that since the start of the game, of course, but this is a good opportunity for them to do it. Early damage done in onto BlimmF. He's down to 18 HP. 106 on the clock, and they eventually will collect that bomb and head their way back inside. And forZe will eventually want to hit in towards the bomb sites. Looks like they want to telegraph over towards A. Z-Power has rotated down in Pine's secret stairs already. He's coming in for the big flank. This is where the ramp push coming through. Mertz will step up for a kill on a Jerry. Another push coming through from forZe as they charge on in. It's BlimmF realizing he hears the footsteps running towards his position, and he's got a hold. His teammate up towards the top has been left on to dry. It's on to BlimmF. He'll get himself 2. Stoud is finished off, of course, so it's FaceCrack and Z-Power into a 2 versus 4.
They've got to get that bomb back as well. This isn't an ideal situation for them.
Oh my God!
tries to continue it as Zeekpower takes a quick double and pulls this back into the realm of contention, but Mertz is up close. He knows the bomb is there and that they're going to be going for it. He's spotted out Zeekpower. Good night. Face Crack's in trouble. A P250 up close trying to deal with him, but as he walks out, Heaven is Freiburg to claim the final kill and push it 11-4. The advantage for Heroic as we swap over, and now forZe have hinged their hopes on winning the pistol round, as if it doesn't go their way, Heroic will guarantee themselves more than likely 13 rounds on the board at least before forZe can fight back.
Good half from Heroic, obviously. It's good they got 11-4 there. I felt like 5 would have actually been okay for forZe. They probably could have ended up coming back from that. But 11-4 makes things a bit more difficult. It may only be 1 round difference, but you have to also think about it. If you look at the scoreline, it's not a 7 round difference between the two teams. So things looking a little shaky here for forZe. But if they win the pistol, which we've seen them do already on this map, on the second half, and they're able to sort of spring a good load of runs after that, and then obviously have to win the gun runs, and they could probably have a chance of coming back. But it's a lot of win conditions here for forZe, I'd have to put it. And I think it is our job to hype things up, Mitch, and make them have a way back into it. But it's no sugarcoating that it's going to be tough.
For sure, it's going to be bleak for forZe, but it starts here with the pistol round. This is a pivotal factor for them. If they can claim this, we can at least see them propel themselves back into things. The real questionable factor, the question mark in this game for me, is that forZe outside of the first 3 rounds only won 1, and it's not really a good win rate when you've got the weapons out, especially, you know, some of the advantages we've seen go out of their hands, such as the last round. But let's put it aside and look at the pistol. Jerry opens it up onto Stown and looks for Morris. He takes it alongside Flit. They needed the pistol, and they've almost got it in their grasp. All they've got to do is deal with Blame F, and he's gone out of here as Almazar takes 2. 11-5. forZe get it. They're able to build up another now almost for free, as Heroic should be taking an eco for this round. But I see a Deagle on Blame F and a Scout in play. You know what that means? They're fighting for it.
Yeah, definitely got to try and throw something at them. They did this earlier in the first half. Obviously didn't win them, but came very close to doing so. forZe definitely had to keep it up and keep the momentum down and have to fight for the run wins. So the pickup of the pistol, but it's Estetyke taking initial damage. Face Crack takes him away with the auto shotgun. It's going to be Mertz, Freiburg and Stout alongside Bloom F to try and pull it right back. Mertz hits the shot, but gets dropped by the grenade of Jerry. That'll be a great start for forZe, having the 2-man advantage and not losing a single player just yet.
And it continues on in that fashion. Only Blame F left alive. Doesn't get up to anything too much with the Deagle, which means forZe survive with all 5 players. And they're looking pretty good. I'd be surprised to even see upgrades at this point. Jerry's got himself an MP9 and a Deagle. He might want to just carry that forward with the 2 AUGs in play. Face Crack as well, backing up his XM1014 with the CZ. And they're going to play this round as a bonus round. No surprises there, especially because they know Heroic invested into the previous round, spotting out the Scout, the pistols. And so they should suspect that it'll be a non-armored approach, unless Heroic were playing some crazy off-brand of Counter-Strike where you just buy pistols every round. Pistols and armor with full force. It's a very, very weak buy for them. DZs, P250s, and a Glock to try and pull this off. I'm surprised after yesterday that you don't see Stown buying himself armor and someone dropping him a Deagle. Just send him out, see what he can do.
Yeah, obviously referring to the 1v5 Stavin had yesterday. Incredible stuff from him. A young talent that's come into the Heroic roster and straight away has seemed to have fit into the team perfectly. The results have almost 180 and turned around. I mean, when I used to cast Heroic, obviously there's a bit of a honeymoon period perhaps, but you can see immediately the effects are pretty good. And when I used to cast Heroic, they always looked a little bit inconsistent. You know, they lose some matches they probably should have won, and Stavin coming into the team has definitely made a good turnaround. Had a lot of firepower to the team, or added a lot of firepower to the team, shall I say. Jerry's going to find himself 2 kills on the MP9. Z-Pod coming in. It's all on Esatag. FaceCrack will drop him with the auto shotgun. Plenty of money built up here for forZe, and they will pull it back to 11-7. Chance here for Heroic to find themselves a way back in to the driver's seat. They'll have to wrestle for that steering wheel. The Heroic, if they do grasp control of the steering wheel, they will probably drive themselves to victory, because it's looking pretty solid from them on the gun runs across the first half. They ended up losing both pistols and the 2 follow-ups. They're not taking the easy route to winning it, Mitch. They're definitely fighting when the guns come out.
Well, for sure. I mean, losing both pistols, you know, usually swings things massively in favor of the other team, and yet the scoreline still looks good for Heroic, considering we know how good their buy rounds can be, their AK-47 plays, but primarily Mertz on that AWP with that armor. The glass cannon is looking to shatter the CT side defense, and it wouldn't be the first time that we saw it coming through. forZe, though, still coming into this round with a bit of a mix. They've got lots of money in the back pocket, to an SMG and an XM1014 in play. So losing this round isn't a big deal for them. They're still going to be able to rebuy. They're looking to see what they can get done. As Heroic make their way towards outside. It's not full commitment just yet. They can still re-angle towards, or refocus towards the A bomb site, which might be what's happening. Stown starts to walk out. He could go down the vents if he so pleases, but instead he's looking to try find some kills on the bomb site. Hiding up behind the vents. Nobody spotted him just yet. This is dangerous.
Well, Almazer does find Stavin. 3 versus 3. 20 seconds. The clock. MF coming up towards Heaven. Flit is going to have a bit of a problem here. Oh, he wins the fight. Limf drops another push. Has to come in towards the A side. Mertz charging in through mid. 10 seconds on that clock. It's got to be the bomb plant from Esatag, and Mertz needs to watch Heaven. The bomb planted, but it's going to be Esatag taking the kill instead. No time. They've got to look over the top, and it will be the bomb plant finally going through, but not enough time to do it in regulation. And it will be Z-Part catching away Mertz there at the end as well. They do get the bomb plant, so at least that's extra money, but Mertz has $100.
I mean, you can get yourself a couple of Freddo bars for that.
Yeah, you can't really get too much with $100 in Counter-Strike, though. It's kind of sad.
The main strat, get a decoy, throw it somewhere, get another decoy, throw it somewhere else, cause confusion, be the anarchy of the round. That's obviously not a legitimate strategy. That said, I tried it once in a matchmaking game. Some guy convinced us to all buy decoys, throw it on A over Mirage, all buy decoys, throw them B, and then go A. And it worked. Nobody was there. That said, the matchmaking strategies definitely one to avoid when you come into professional level games. Unless it's Rush B and you're playing Vertigo, then just do it every time. Going to see that introduced to the map pool pretty soon.
Yeah,
in tournaments.
I think Copenhagen Games are going to be rocking it. DreamHack Rio will be introducing it as well. Probably not going to see it get played at all in those tournaments, but it's going to be there. It's going to be floating around in the videos. We'll see its logo get banned straight away. But I guess it's kind of like the mind game that'll start to come through with teams in tournaments. It's like, are you going to ban Vertigo or are we going to ban Vertigo? It's like,
who's going to get rid of it?
And it just gets picked first. And it was like, what? The day that map gets picked, I am going to go mental. I'm going to hit Alt F4. Actually, no. I'll probably be very interested to see how it gets played by top level players.
No, it'll be interesting to gather the stats over time. Even one of the questions I saw posed was how many rounds do you think the T side are going to get? It's arguably a T-sided map with how quick you can get to B. We'll see how it develops over time. This round's developing into a pretty neat scenario for her. Well, maybe not anymore. Because down goes Blame F. Esatag out in the open, but Mertz is able to trade back one and bring it into a 2 versus 3 with FaceCrack coming in on an auto shotgun and tearing them apart on the CT side. Mertz, of course, the only player that couldn't really get anything. He's on a P250 and 9 HP, which means that he's going to be fish food for FaceCrack, who peeks into Stown and is going to be eliminated. This is now a winnable position for either team, but Heroic with the element of surprise under their belt. I mean, forZe have no info on where they're going right now. perhaps have the upper hand.
Well, Mertz is going to come on over with 9 HP. In towards main. He's trying to get in towards the site. Stan is up towards heaven as well, so they've got to split into the site. And the biggest problem here will be for Almirza. He's got to look towards heaven, find Stan, and that's the bomb. That's the good kill to find. And Mertz is going to come on in as well. Through main, spots the head of Almirza, but there's not enough time to get it done. And he'll miss the shot as well. Having to fall away. Trying to hang on to that AWP. Obviously doesn't want to be dropped yet again, Mitch, after time. So he will carry that AWP over into round number 21. But forZe are right in this game, Mitch. 11-9. Their CT side has definitely looked strong. And Heroic, we kind of bigged them up on their T side yesterday. And today, it's looked completely different. Haven't really been able to do anything. Not finding the success they're used to. And obviously, the time is left so low when they eventually commit into the bomb site. There's not enough time.
No, there was not, but this time a bit of a different approach. Faster strategy. Smoke goes down, and into vents they try to go. Stown's very low HP. He can't make it down. Wall banged to death. As Heroic were waiting in outside to go and meet him in secret for a little bit of a picnic with some wine. Except the wine would be blood in this case. None of that to be flowing just yet, though. Not the CTs.
Sounds like some crazy picnic, Mitch.
It does. Have you seen Hannibal, the TV show?
Like, where they've put down a little picnic mat, you've got your picnic basket out with your sandwiches.
Yeah, we did it in school. It rained.
I did it on the beach a couple of times, like in Easter when I was a kid with my family, and it's not very good because the sand will blow into your sandwiches, and then you just like crunch and there's grinding on your teeth. No, it's not. Oh. It's not a nice sensation. But yeah, picnics are fun, but not easy. Well, they are easy. But beach picnics aren't. You know what's not easy? Heroic trying to get in towards the B-bomb site. Molotov's going to go towards the stairs. Face crack will find Freiburg. SSI's the only man answering anyway, in any shape or form back. And finally, BlimF will drop Flit. It's on the Mertz. How has he done that? A drive-by right through the vent. Almirza finds one as well. BlimF into the 1v2. 33 seconds left on the clock. Gonna make his way back down towards the side. Door doubled up. The Z-Par with the headshot. And it's gonna be double figures for forZe. Only one round separating the two teams, Mitch. This is absolutely incredible.
Indeed, it has been a monumental comeback. It was when we got to the full buy rounds that I was doubting forZe. But evidently I was wrong too. A recovery on the CT side is for sure. And this comes back to the point we made at the start of Heroic's game on Nuke yesterday. That in general, they're not phenomenal on the T side. And I think that it's certainly... Yesterday was a bit of a data outlier in terms of what we'd see from them with a very dominant... from the third round onwards, very dominant T side. Perhaps now setting back into their old ways a little bit and facing off against an opponent like forZe, they're certainly not in for an easy battle. Their push towards B, though, is as successful as it has been until they reach the ramp where Flit is waiting and claims 2 lives. Still, on a round like this, they're going to be happy with that because it means it's way more likely they get the bomb down. BlimF playing the Matrix game behind that smoke, but the nade comes through. Good night. He was so low, just one bullet would have done it, but they use the little green ball. Oh, that's a huge kill for Freiburg, though. He's got a weapon now.
Well, Stout, he's going to be finished off. Freiburg into the 1v3. Trying to get back in towards the side, but Almirza will hit the shot onto Stavin. The door swings wide. Freiburg into the clutch. The legendary Swede has to get it done here. The first kill coming through on face crack, but it is going to be the stick coming through. Oh, that Molotov. I think that's done it. Freiburg is going to have to wait until that comes through, and as he's waiting, the Molotov there. Z-Par's on the defuse, and Freiburg doesn't even know where the bomb's planted. Perhaps that's a bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah, it was a really nice play from Freiburg, though. He knew he was on the other side of a smoke, drops a Molotov through to stop them from actually sticking the bomb. One of the players gets a little aggressive, jumps through the smoke, he's eliminated. But yeah, it was just a fantastic return Molotov for forZe. They were lucky that he got caught on the other side of it as he runs through. They hear him, and it's an easy spray down to kill. Now on 11-11. It's, again, you got to think about how that round kind of looked from the offset. You had very weak weaponry in play for Heroic, a MAC-10, the best weapon that they came in with, and they're able to walk away dealing a lot of damage to the CT side and getting themselves the bomb plant. Mertz able to get full utility alongside an AWP and armor into this round, and you imagine the rest of Heroic will be buying up the AKs that they will most likely need to walk away with the victory in this one. forZe taking out full scopes, and it's something we brought up yesterday, Dinko. This map favors the long-range weapons, and so why not embrace the AUG meta here on the CT side?
Yeah, Nuke, like I said, is up there with Train, and is probably one of the best maps for the AUG meta. Especially on that, over on the defensive side. If it's on your side, you can get it, but when you sort of can hold these long-range angles and have medium angles, that's where the AUG can really shine. But that's a great start for Mertz. That's exactly the playstyle we've seen that was successful for Heroic yesterday. Was sending Mertz towards that door, challenging that first player. This time he's got the kill, the reward that he was searching for. Heroic will have the advantage moving forward. They're on number 23.
Well, the advantage for now, not much has happened since. Heroic taking it very slowly, cautiously. They know forZe have been getting the best of them so far. GG.BET coming in to showcase that point by taking Mertz down in the AWP. The trade instantly for freiburg as he takes secret control and pushes down outside. Ramp being seized by Heroic as well as we speak. Face crack out of play. GG.BET has to fall back with the AWP. He's found two as he staggers back, but eventually going to be eliminated. And Almazar is heard pushing down. Drops the bomb though. Despite the smoke that was down, he just about caught the angle on him.
Oh no.
Before the smoke fully bloomed and turns at the wrong moment. freiburg spots him and eliminates him just over the smoke, a little bit too obscure for Almazar to see. And it's 12-11, the round finally picked up by Heroic.
Yeah, that was well played there by freiburg. He just sits on the bomb site, in behind the smoke. He moves slightly to the left. Instead of going for the commit on the plant, he wants to take the fight. And so move to the edge of the smoke, and he's able to pick it up. And I think at this point, forZe are starting to realize this might just be on the verge of slipping out of their control. Most likely we'll get a buy-in here due to ZPAR having so much money left over in the bank. They could probably get a drop over to one player at least. Or they could just go for the forZe on flip, give him whatever he can buy. Should be a little bit sad. ZPAR will drop him on over. So will be the full buy coming through. Face crack going to the trusty auto shotgun that he's had in his hands quite often. Done a lot of damage with. So last stand by here from forZe. And I guess if you look at the economy of Heroic as well, Mitch, the same case can be said about them. You know, this is a swing round. This is one of the rounds where whoever wins it generally goes on to have a couple of rounds success over the course of the next few.
Indeed, it's all about momentum. Heroic, as of right now, not generating any themselves. Cause a bit of havoc, break the windows, making the CTs a little bit more conscious of nades coming through. Molotov in blue, they're just trying to force a player out of position to find a kill. And they've been holding an aggressive angle right now. The forZe player that would have been in main, or blue rather, would have to push forward a little bit. They'd get an angle, drop him potentially, and a man advantage would ensue. Not the case just yet. These forZe find nothing early on. Again, it's going to be Z-Power towards the ramp. He's playing the support role, which I think will catch a lot of teams off guard. You know, Flit is the one baiting them in with the AUG, trying to find a kill or two, and as they swing on him to try and eliminate him, Z-Power is there with the op. He won't be challenged today, though, at least not just yet. As you can see, Heroic majority stacking towards outside, and the smoke's down there already. Face crack knows he could be facing a couple of opponents at any given moment with that auto shotgun.
And Fistcrack is just going to sit there with it. Just coming towards outside for the tees. Oh my god, a shot from Mertz. Lands right on a Jerry. That's excellent stuff as freiburg will find another kill here for Heroic. They have the two-man advantage. Flit, ZPAR, and Almazar. Right, so 3 versus 5. 20 seconds left. They've just got to hold on. Heroic have left the time low again, but BlameF doesn't care. He'll pick up the kill on the Almazar, and they're ready to get that bomb planted. Eventually, they'll have to go for it though, Mitch. No one is close by to deny, though. ZPAR and Flit just desperately trying to hang on to the weapons they've got. E13-11 here. And forZe, at this point, they desperately need to hold on to these weapons. Heroic aren't in a position where their economy allows them to go and hunt these guns. So forZe most likely will be able to carry them over to round number 25, although ZPAR catches the AWP of Mertz. That's a big kill to find, actually, because I don't know if they're going to have enough money to get the AWP. Perhaps on freiburg. That, you've really got to rely on him staying alive now.
Yeah, indeed, if he has to reinvest in
BleemF
the
got
armor.
it. BleemF got it. Good.
Okay. Yeah, I just picked it up on the corner. I think the thing is here for forZe, they really need to save these weapons. If they're not able to, it becomes very, very risky. Oh, no.
What a shot from Z-Palm. This guy's nuts.
Well, it was so important, right? Because it's going to be much less forgiving going into a round with one rifle instead of two in a round, or on a side, on Nuke on the CT side. There we go, eventually. The tech pause comes through, actually. Got some packet loss for Flit. He's going to be fixing that issue on up. No packet loss for Z-Power. You saw that quick little flick. And he's so consistent with this. I think it's a great matchup, Heroic and forZe. On a map like Nuke, we get to see so much from these Oppers, Mertz, and Z-Power. Both primarily, I think, shining through on the CT side, but by God, they've had their moments with some nutty opening kills. I mean, Z-Power towards outside. You remember the wall bang they had on the T side, and Mertz only just in the last round impressed us.
Yeah, well, you know, a pause has come in here. It's going to be a technical pause. Not quite sure who has the problem, or... oh yeah, it's Flit, actually, who has the problem. Some packet loss that's causing some lag. So we'll hopefully not be paused for too much longer, Mitch. I'm looking forward to the rest of this final. If this is the map pick of Heroic, where they looked dominant yesterday, and pretty much every time they played this, then forZe are looking good. You know, they are looking very solid, because they have brought them right to the limits. This is going to be a true test to Heroic here. It is going to be forZe. Most likely going to have to go for the force buy on the 3 players that don't have weapons. But... still, I'm still favouring Heroic, on this map at least, obviously. They are looking like in the better position. But I don't know, the series is definitely going to be a tough one. It's going to be very tight.
Well, when we started things off here, I said I wanted to see forZe closing this out on at least double digits, making Heroic sweat, and indeed giving them a little bit of confidence to show that it's not a situation that's going to just be a walkover for Heroic. One guy in the toilet. It's neither Freiburg nor Essetag. Someone on Heroic has a weak bladder. As they're off there, we'll be getting into things, I'd say, in the next 30 seconds or so. And it gives forZe a little bit of time to talk about what they want to do in a round like this. Majority USPs. You've got the op on Z-Power. You probably allow him to hold an angle, perhaps towards ramp. Send the rest of the guys to try and get damage done elsewhere. Certainly the USPs you'll generally see grouped up. Although a lot of teams do also like the strategy of spreading out and playing some standard holds. Trying to bait in the other team and relying on fast rotations to get them the kills. One thing's for sure though, it will be 3 USPs. I highly doubt any reinvestment to come through, or any investment at all from any of the forZe players. They can't really afford to, because they're playing for the next round at this point. It would just be a huge bonus if they could find this one.
This is definitely going to be the interesting prospect for both teams. At this point, forZe are just going to leave as much money in the bike as possible. They don't go for the buy on the 3 USPs. They just put all their hopes on the AWP and the AUG to see what they can get done into round number 25. Heroic, the AWP in the hands of Mertz, and the AK-47s in play as well. Everything you could possibly ask for. Of all the bits and pieces. Ready to walk in towards ramp. Sitting there, one player is FaceCrack for the USP. Z-Par picking up the early kill from Hell. Mertz steps in, drops FaceCrack, but Flit on the boost is doing damage. He's got himself 2 kills. Stavin and BleemF finished off, and the advantage is on the CT side. How does this happen, Mitch? Cherry coming in with the flank as well, and possibly the weapon you don't expect to happen at all or get anything is about to line them both up. A kill from Flit. It's a distraction that does enough, and Jerry's come in with the last frag. It's 12 for forZe Esports, and they should not have won that round.
Oh, very well played, though, baiting them in perfectly. You're playing a big gamble there that Heroic do push towards you on the ramp, and sadly for the Danes, they do. 13-12. I think one of the interesting things for Heroic right now is that although Essetag and Stown are playing really, really well, I think Essetag clocking up over 180 ore at the moment. Mertz is the one that's finding the opening kills majority of the time. He's got 8 of them under his belt right now. It's the majority of his team's openings. And it's rare that we see Stown or Essetag, especially on the T side, being the ones to find the opening kill. They rely so heavily on this AWP, and he just consistently delivers. Sadly, though, to start the round off, It's not the op of the T side. In fact, it's not even an op that opens up the round. It's forZe, face crack, finding one on the AUG. And all of a sudden, this Russian side is looking very, very convincingly to contest for the victory. And the problem is, I mean, we talked about Mirage. That, in general, we favor forZe on. Well, if they walk away with a win here on Heroic's map pick of Nuke, then I'm getting very scared for Heroic moving forward. If you think about what's on the line here, this is a very high-pressure game.
This is, of course, the grand final. If anybody is just tuning in, the winner of this tournament gets themselves a spot at IEM Sydney. That is a massive prize. Both of these teams desperately want to go there. Heroic, probably the more established name. They have definitely got some legends within the roster. forZe, a team that is starting to make their way up the rankings. Been a consistent top 30 team for 3 months. Really got to hold on here and dig deep. They want to try and steal away the map pick of Heroic. They've got the advantage and they move in towards the B-bomb side. It is going to be Heroic trying to crack it open, but Flit is there. It's another kill. BlimmF answers right back, but a grenade comes in from Almazer, and it's a 2-man advantage. Mertz does his best. He gets the kill on face crack, and he'll swing those doors wide open. 10 seconds. Jerry, again from behind, could end it all, but Mertz has picked up a kill. Freiburg there as well, and Jerry now has to 1v2. Got the first kill, and Mertz looks for him. Jerry close by, AWP, a quick shot from Mertz. He will save Heroic. Jerry unlucky on the flank.
The hero of the round for sure. Now 14 to 12, starting to recover things. forZe don't have a lot of money, and so a pause, I was going to say, should come in, and indeed it does. They need to think long and hard about how they want to invest into this round. Two players are going to be able to buy very weakly in the next round, but will still be able to buy. The problem is if they wait until everybody can have their guns out, well then Heroic are going to be taking match point. It's a difficult spot to be in. I think the right call probably to contest for overtime, see what you can get done with the pistols. And it looks like that's the call they're making. A P250 on Z-Power and Jerry with a flashbang. Now a tech pulse comes in. So more time to reconsider if they want to switch. It's Heroic with the tech issue this time.
TeamSpeak issues. I really want to see some of these players' TeamSpeaks because they always break.
Well, you see, they could just be saying TS. If they're using Discord, I completely understand where that's coming from.
Yeah, we have our own experiences of that.
Indeed we do.
God.
We've experienced seeing the robot in chat.
Yep. There was a point where I was casting some ECS games with Hawker. We had like 25,000 viewers on my channel. We were enjoying it. NIP were there. They were playing. I don't remember who they were. I think they were playing forZe actually. On my channel, and we had like 25,000 viewers, and Hawker's mic was just constantly going beep beep, and I was like, all right, okay, Hawker, goodbye.
I'll take it from here.
Yeah, but it's definitely some latency issues we get when we're casting on Discord over a long period of time. But TeamSpeak I generally haven't had too many problems with. I think it's definitely more basic, right? Which means it's a little bit more stable, I would say.
Yeah, and they also have much more money, I suppose, to throw towards servers because you pay for your server as opposed to.
I would say that Discord have a good amount of money though.
Yeah, I suppose though because you're paying rent for the servers, like they have to be top quality.
Yeah, it's also like a third-party thing as well.
Yeah, but with Discord, it's freeware, and the servers are going to go down sometimes. And they're also going to have massive load. I imagine there's way more Discord servers than TeamSpeak ones, just because you can create as many as you like.
That's true. Well, let's have a look at the scoreboard then. We'll bring that up because that's probably an interesting topic to look at. If we look at Heroic, what a performance that Mertz is having. 27 and 14 has saved Heroic in the last one. And let's continue to do so further in this game. If we look at the more stats, it's currently 101 ADR on Mertz as well. That definitely is an incredible standout performance from him. He'll look to try and continue it into this one. It's likely Heroic go up to map point. forZe will have to play for overtime.
Yeah, indeed. Unless, I mean, some sort of miracle is pulled off here with two P250s. They're relying on the pistol train that's currently making a stop in secret. So we're looking towards the next round. The chances of 3 in a row on the CT side, I think, are pretty decent. forZe have certainly managed it already. But since Heroic have showed up in the bye rounds, It's been just the one round followed by, well,
Yeah.
what we used to call an instant reset, but
No, it's not so much a thing anymore, though, right?
no, not at all.
It's good to
So
see. I kind of hated the
guess.
reset. It's got some positive parts to it, and it's got a lot of negatives as well. I guess it'll take time to see the full effects of the new economy changes, but Valve seem to be listening a bit more nowadays, which is good to see. But we'll see what happens. 40 seconds on the clock. It's heroic, just trying to take this one over the line. forZe currently having just the pistols. Someone all the way back in CT spawn. Jerry's just gonna wait until they go up towards heaven. I don't know if he spotted the player already crossed. That's BlameF. He eventually will. Long range, trying to do damage, and BlameF. Oh my god, he's about to fall. 10 HP. He'll just sit up there.
Yeah, I think you want to just chill at this point. Going for peaks is risky. He still wants to do it, and he gets punished for it. There's not a lot of money on heroic. They do get a bomb plant down at least, and should walk away pretty cleanly in the rest of this round. It's only Z power with the P250.
Yep.
If there was a scope on it, I'd be a little bit more afraid. But realistically, shouldn't be getting away with too much. Might catch a player off guard.
Z-Power definitely seems to lean towards the scoped weapons a little bit more than the rifles. We always seem to see him go for as many ecos as possible just to get that all into his hand as much as possible. Kind of reminds me in that respect to the old JDM. It's just occurred to me, Mitch. JDM to us is like a household name, we know him, right? But
yeah,
to a lot of sort of newer players, they might be kind of unfamiliar with JDM because he's been out of the scene for quite some time, out of like the relevant teams at least. He's back into MV, but hasn't done too much in a while.
Yeah, Envy's certainly been a team that's been missing for a while.
Yeah, well, yeah, they had an okay run as a minor, more than I kind of expected a little bit more from them, honestly, with Carrigan in the team, but they did okay. Obviously, Carrigan was never going to stay there. The team just didn't have players of his caliber, I'm afraid. It is kind of an interesting project. They have a lot of facilities. I feel like it's probably going to get changed a little bit more as the year goes on. They'll probably realize that parts of the team aren't going to work, and they'll shift it. But they have got some talented players within the roster. I think Nifty's a really good player. So they have got some assets they can work with. But it's still pretty much early days for them, I feel. Have been struggling in CSGO for quite some time. They had a major winning team back in 2016, I think it was. Might have actually been 2015.
Yeah, I think it was around 2015 that they were kind of the top.
Well, that's a good start. Zpar and Jerry picking up 2 early kills for the Russian side.
Indeed. Opening kills, what they need in a round like this. You want to instill confidence early on, although the trades go through. Still a 2-man advantage to play with for forZe, who of course are about to be beaten over, on the verge of being taken out of this map. Z-Power's in danger. He's been spotted, takes the shot on Mertz nonetheless. Checks the right butt. Freiburg creeping around the left, drops a nade and finds the kill on the back of it. If Freiburg can clutch this out, I mean, he's been a little bit quiet over the last couple of series we've seen from Heroic. This 1v2 would certainly be a confidence booster for him, making his way towards main. He suspects a player to be coming in here. As he swings out, he spots Jerry. 4 HP on the board. 5 bullets for Freiburg. The reload is inevitable. Did he get the reload in there?
I think
he
so.
switched a little bit.
Yes,
Oh, no, he did.
Well, bomb planted. He's got his name slapped on the side of his gun. He is a legend. It's going to make its way back up towards the ramp. He'll hide in behind the smokes, and this is perfect because they're both going to come through the door here for us. Through the squeaky door, Freiburg will hear that they're coming on in. Wants to be 100% sure that if they come towards ramp, he's there and he's ready, but the bomb is planted for him. Jerry's low, there's the kill. Here's the defuse, surely. What? Flay's just defusing. No. Freiburg didn't hear it. He thought he was off the bomb, and that is heartbreaking. He will pick up the kill, but isn't enough. I thought that could have been brought over the line, but Freiburg just gets stolen away from him. What a chance here for forZe to start to pull this one back. Money's not good, but they still have a chance.
What a travesty for Heroic. I feel for Freiburg in that situation. He's really been stepping it up the last couple of rounds and unable to follow through on that clutch. That's got to be a real tilt factor. Luckily, they've still got enough money to buy. 15 to 13. This could be their last real attempt. Remember, if they lose this one, just take a glance at their economy. see what they're going to be working with. Another pause comes through for TeamSpeak lag, this time on forZe. These guys need to invest in some better servers.
Well, TeamSpeak lag again. Communication is obviously a massive part of these top level teams. Well, not so much top level out here, but you know, the professional teams.
Yeah.
I feel though online TS issues generally just get used as an excuse to call a technical pause because they're a bit longer, and no one can really make sure that they're not talking during it. Online, you can't really make sure that the rules are upheld. Yeah. So generally, when you hear a TS problem, it's probably a tactical pause. But
yeah, I get particularly, you know, suspicious when like one team calls a tactical pause and then towards the end of it goes, "Ooh, technical." My keyboard.
Oh, suddenly, my head's fallen off.
We gotta go get that fixed, guys. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. But yeah, I think forZe have actually used up all their tactical pulses, right? So it makes sense to do this.
I mean, let's not call them out. It could be a legitimate issue.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm saying it comes at a good time. Even if it is a technical pause, they can still use it online.
Well, they can't. Yeah. They can't hear each other. TeamSpeak is lagging.
That's 100% true. Well, at the top of the scoreboard is their star. Zepar is paving the way here for forZe Esports. The tippity top of that scoreboard. Moving the round number 29. Are we going to go the distance, Mitch? Or will Heroic break the hearts of the CIS team in round 29?
Well, we're seeing everybody in Heroic step it up on an individual level. This is certainly a big beast for forZe to conquer as they make their way very quickly towards outside. Heroic are already in secret. They're rushing down. This could catch them off guard on the forZe side. Jerry in the vents now has an idea that they're up close, but he's only got an MP9. Mertz is on his case and takes him down right away. Flitz alone on B. The UMP in play. He knows they're in secret. He's trying to watch so many angles, spinning around and trying desperately to stay alive in this position so his teammates can come help. This is really bad because with so much secret control for Heroic, it's going to be hard for Flit to hold B, and the retake is even more difficult to find with 2 FAMAS in play and an AUG. I'm feeling for forZe right now. They need to make a move. They need to have some outstanding kills and a lot of pressure on Flit to make this hold work.
Well, Flit just sitting up here. It's Mertz to drop his teammate Almazer. They're just dropping like flies around him. Flit, I've got a feel for him. He is the man here with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Face crack does fall. And Zepar and Flit into a 2v5. Heroic haven't even committed anywhere yet. They're just waiting for mistakes to be made, and there's plenty of them coming towards them. They're only 1 round away again from taking us to map number 2 of this grand final. Flit up on top. He has been spotted. BlameF takes his head. It's all on Zepar. A 1v5. 20 seconds left on the other end of the map. He's got to find his way towards the B bomb site very quickly indeed. He's only got a kit. There's no utility there. There's nothing of value, and a FAMAS versus 5 players. I think it's safe to say this one is done, but I'm excited to see what Zepar can do at least. Coming through the fence. Only 1 kill. AK picked up. Looks for more, but Freiburg will drop him. It's a 16-13 scoreline. It'll be Heroic finding success on map number 1. And we'll swiftly move on to the second one coming up after the break.
CSBET.GG guarantees to show the actual drop rate with precision to the hundreds. Find the best skins only in cases at CSBET.GG.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.